Hey folks, my name is Jürgen, aka Nerd and Proud of It, and Destiny has brought you to my channel today to talk about the revised print run. There are many conceptions about the revised print run, many guesses. It's an interesting, controversial subject, and I put down some numbers here. We talked about the sorcery Alpha Boxers print run. I wrote that down in my little black book as well. And today we're going to talk about the MTG revised print run, which I wrote down a couple of info numbers, a little bit of info here as well. General idea about the print run is 500 million cards. That was or is what people estimate the print run to be. There was a number mentioned in the duel list number 300 million cards. But those 300 million cards apparently actually included all the Magic the Gathering cards that had been printed up to 1994, so end of 1994. So that included the other sets as well, even the smaller sets, at least in my opinion. So more realistically, to be honest, I would say the print run is between 200 to 300 million cards for revised. Even if it's 500 million, the calculation will be very easy. Carta Mundi, yeah, it's very simple. There is a lot of info about that, and maybe I do a follow-up video. But Carta Mundi had the ability to print 50 million cards a month up to summer 1994. They ramped it up to 90 million cards a month. And in 1994, the revise was roughly printed from 1994 to summer 1994 to summer 1995. But in 1994, they already also started to print the Dark and Fallen Empires. So it's realistic to assume we're looking at a print run of 250 million rather than 500 million. And a lot of people actually agree with that. Again, and if you think it's 500 million, I can't tell for sure. But for the sake of the argument and looking at the data and the different mentioning moments of print run, then yeah, I think 250 million is more realistic. Means we got 1.666 million boosters. I like that number, so I kept it. 15 cards a booster pack, and I'm calculating with boosters just to keep it easy. Not with starter decks. That means we got roughly 460,000 something boxes. But again, for the sake of the argument, I'm not looking at starter decks, which would even play in favor of the 60 card starter decks, 3 rares. So that would be roughly 3 boosters, but a little less coming to a rare, so that would be even in favor of my argument. But that aside, so 1.666 million boosters distributed in 1.666 million boosters. There were 121 different rares, and we're assuming, again for the sake of the argument, that every rare has been printed equally. All rares are equal, but some rares are more equal than others. Animal Farm. That would mean like Wheel of Fortune, Fork, these kind of rares, if every rare has been printed equally, we got around 137,000.8 rares of cards of each rare, and that would mean we got about 34,500 playsets. It's just because you divide the amount of each card by 4, so very easy. 1.66 million boosters, 121 rares, so 1.66 divided by 121 is 138,000 roughly, and that divided by 4 is 34,500. So even if the print run would be 500 million, not 250 million, which I'm assuming here, it would be not 35,000 but 70,000 playsets. So honestly, like 250 million cards, 34,500 playsets of these dual lands, 34,500 playsets of the fast bond I just showed you here. 34, let's say 35,000. No, I don't have to use the odd, strange number again and again. 35k playsets of the tropical island up here. Folks, is that a lot? With more than 10 million commander players, which only need one, but and a lot of collectors out there who have multiple copies of Revised. Like we all seen Rudy's decks, who has hundreds of Revised lands, so that throws off the balance here, of course. Personally, I think it's not a lot. I think 35,000 playsets, and I got one of them distributed to all Magic the Gathering players out there is surely not a lot. So I think Revised has been reasonably printed. Of course, printed a lot, but not printed to oblivion. And considering that some of these cards are gone, like lost, destroyed in a natural disaster, just played and being being destroyed in general. I don't know what I wanted to say, but like I had a different sentence structure in my mind for that, but you get what I mean. Like even if like 10-20% of these 140,000 cards, individual rares of Revised, like let's say 15% of these cards have been destroyed, so that's 140, 10% is 14,000, that's 21,000, so that's 121,000 of each individual rare that survived. Then you're looking at 30,000 playsets, which I think is a reasonable number. Personally, just wanted to shed some light on this. I'm very curious about your opinion, and looking at the boxes as well, like 460 something thousand boxes. If you look at, just as an example, and I know we're Magic players here, but I talk about Flesh and Blood sometimes. We got the print run of the Monarch boxes, which was 125,000 for the first edition Monarch boxes. Everybody was mad about it because they said they printed too much. So everybody estimates they printed another 250,000. I should look it up. Maybe they already published the print number. But everybody assumed they printed 250,000 unlimited Monarch boxes. That would mean like 375,000 boxes. Compared to the Revised print run, which probably is around 460,000 boxes. I mean, that's 100,000 boxes more, but still, I think that's crazy for the Monarch print run. But that's me. Little sidestep here. Folks, let me know what you think about the Revised print run. I'm happy I got most of my Revised playsets I need, especially the dual lands. I mean, cards like Wheel of Fortune, if there are 120 to 140,000 floating around just from Revised, that's for more than 10 million Commander players. That's not a lot, I think. So yeah, and of course we got Alpha as well, Beta, Unlimited, but the print run of these are more or less known and they are very low, and we got some Judge promos or whatever, and yeah, that's about it. But in general, I think people overestimate the actual number of Revised cards out there, interesting Revised cards out there, especially if you consider that a lot of these dual lands are already in the hands of collectors and players alike, of course. I consider myself a player and a collector, so I'm using my dual lands, but I already have them, and I won't get rid of them. And if there are like 30,000 more like me, that's a small percentage of the complete Magic the Gathering community, and then the market is empty. So as well, where if they are printed to oblivion, where are they and why are they so expensive? So yeah, why are there not like hundreds of thousands or at least thousands of dual lands available daily and put on the market if there are like so many of them? I don't see that. Just my opinion. Again, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I am completely wrong with this. Let me know if you think I might be onto something. You never know. I would say have a great day, folks. Interesting conversation. I've been thinking about this a lot. Stay healthy, stay frosty, and I talk to you next time. Bye, folks. Thanks for listening.